Last week, I posted a 19-minute long technical review and comparison to the brand new M1 equipped iPad Pros. And although I thought I'd be able to post a full review or a proper review as of now, 2 weeks later, the answer is I can't, because I don't know exactly what this device is capable of. I know for a fact that I'm happy that Apple decided to make the device, at least the 12.9 inch, thicker and heavier to accommodate a brand new display, which is really nice with better contrast, OLED-like contrast for that matter, and in particular instances with HDR content, it's just mind-blowingly beautiful. What else? Battery life is better with the M1 chip, I found that out. I think it's just more power efficient compared to the A12 series chips that have been in iPad Pro since 2018. The front-facing camera is really cool. Has a really wide angle view and now offers the, center stage feature, which sort of follows you around the room when you're in FaceTime or Zoom. Great stuff. But of course, if this, iPad has the M1 inside, this is going to be performance oriented. And as of right now, like I said, this thing is definitely more powerful. I mean, I edit everything with an M1 Mac. That's an M1 iMac over there, but I have a silver one which is fully spec'd out, which I'm gonna edit this, video on, like 4K 60 video, like crazy stuff, high performance needing content. But with the iPad Pro, we don't have Final Cut Pro yet. We don't have Pro apps that can run on, computers with the same chip yet. And that's why I can't necessarily talk about performance yet, at least very comfortably. I can talk about it more from a benchmark standpoint. I mean, Geekbench scores are super promising. They're very close to that of a MacBook Pro, very close to a MacBook Air, which are very powerful at this point. They rival some Ultrabooks and desktops, even with i7 and i9 processors. But as of right now, we have LumaFusion and we have iPadOS as it is. And this is very reminiscent of 2018 when Apple released the first, proper iPad Pro, if you will. The one that, changed this channel forever and that changed the landscape of, I think, Apple tech videos. I was fortunate enough to sort of ride that wave of iPad Pro popularity, and I think we're gonna see a similar pattern because with the 2018 iPad Pros, we got a brand new industrial design, we got a brand new 120 Hz display, a second gen Apple Pencil which attaches to the side, amazing hardware, but it ran iOS 12, and we didn't really know what it could do yet until we got iPadOS 13, which established a better file system. And then more apps started rolling out, like LumaFusion. I think that existed beforehand, but it just got better, and it was optimized to run on the A12X and Z, which are still fantastic processors, but it's the same thing. We don't quite know what the M1 iPad Pros are capable of because we've yet to see what Apple's going to launch at WWDC. And I think they strategically released these iPads in time for that because we might see some much needed features with the next version of iPadOS. So I'm hoping that we see Final Cut Pro maybe Adobe will port over Premiere Pro, who even knows? But proper video oriented or just any applications that can run on the M1 chip, whether natively or through Rosetta or a weird iPad version of Rosetta, that would be great. This could finally be a maybe a laptop replacement. It has the specs to be, this thing has 16 gigs of RAM, it definitely could, but I'm more so looking for Final Cut Pro in my usage case because that would allow me to edit videos on the go a little more comfortably. It'd allow me to edit videos on the couch a little more comfortably. So we'll see. The second thing I'm hoping that we'll see is sort of an extended desktop view. So far, if you plug in your iPad Pro into a display, as you know, it will just mirror, and it's fine. I mean, you have cursor support, you have keyboard support. Like, you can use this as a proper, like, laptop-ish kind of thing with those features, but we've yet to see sort of like an extended desktop, which makes better use of the hardware inside. And obviously, this iPad is definitely capable of doing that. My M1 MacBook Pro is capable of doing that. The M1 Mac Mini is capable of driving 2 displays. So, we'll see. I don't know how Apple wants to market these, but I mean, if they implemented this hardware, if they put in, or if they allow you to spec it up to 16 gigs of RAM with the M1 chip that performs maybe 90% as well as, how it does in a desktop with a, like an actual fan or actual, decent thermal components, it seems like, oh, it's doing the hello thing. Okay. No. Anyway, what I'm saying is if Apple decided to implement the same hardware that I use in machines that, basically run my entire creative workflow, like, heavy duty 4K shooting, multiple streams of that stuff, Photoshop, Lightroom, all of it, not easy stuff to run, I would assume that they're gonna make iPad Pro more capable. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see how developers take advantage of the hardware and how Apple will just make iPad a better platform, a better laptop alternative, if you will. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see what Apple launches at WWDC, so I will keep you guys updated on that. But until then, this is sort of my pre-review of the iPad Pro. It has been a fantastic device. I would say in my own usage case, I wouldn't necessarily need the M1, but until the iPad Pro has Final Cut Pro, or until it has more laptop or desktop-like features, until it is more like macOS, then I'm still gonna continue to use it as more of like a note-taking device, a productivity device. It's nice to have the power and the headroom, but I just don't know how I'm gonna use it yet. So we're waiting on Apple, we're waiting on developers, and that's sort of the situation here. So stay tuned for a sort of full review from me coming within the next month, I would say, like a proper, like, this is what the iPad Pro M1 can do. Because like I said, I think it's gonna be a similar situation compared to what we saw with the 2018 iPad Pros and the launch of iPadOS 13. So that is what I have to say as of right now. I am super excited for content coming soon. I have these iMacs that are just gorgeous in my living room, by the way, and that is a wonderful wallpaper. I think it's a Waves wallpaper by Canupsi. So I'll leave a link to that in the video description. Use my promo code. Wow, what an amazing day if you want to get 10% off your wallpapers. And I'm just doing this for Isaac because he does incredible work. This is not a sponsored video or anything. What else? I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. No, it's 12:18 a.m. I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm trying something different where I shoot the night before and then wake up early in the morning to edit, so we'll see. I still have to create or shoot a creative intro that's hopefully at the beginning of this video, so let me know how you like that. And that about wraps things up once again. I hope you liked this video. Leave a like if you liked it. You don't have to. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.